I just realized it's all about perspective. And instead of making myself feel like the victim and that this was all happening to me and that it was the worst thing in the world, I just made a decision that I was going to turn this into my strength.
Loren Brill, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For our audience, if you could just start off by saying a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you're doing.
My name is Loren. I am originally from New York City, but moved to Los Angeles right before COVID hit, and have gotten married since and have two young daughters since. So LA is now my home, and I'm the founder and CEO of Sweet Loren's. We're the #1 natural cookie dough brand in the US, and we're really on a mission to make better for you baked goods that taste incredibly delicious but are made of clean, natural, better for you ingredients.
What inspired you to A, come up with the cookie, and B, kind of take to social media and grow your mission and your page?
I started my company Sweet Loren's because I overcame cancer in my early 20s. So when I was 22, just a couple months after I graduated college, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. I had to go through 6 months of chemo and tons of doctor's appointments, and it just was such a scary time of my life. You know, I wasn't sure I was going to make it. I didn't feel my best. None of my friends were going through what I was going through. Everyone was partying. Everyone was getting their first full-time jobs. Everyone was living by themselves for the first time, and I was back home living with my mom, no job, just feeling really, really down. I, for the first time in my life, felt what it was like to kind of hit rock bottom for a couple months. Like, I just wasn't excited about the future. I was so scared about surviving, and even if I did survive, would I feel good again? And what would my future be like? And could I ever have kids? And would I ever find someone to marry me and love me? And I just had all of these doubts, and it was all negative. And then after a couple months, I was speaking to a therapist, and she completely helped me turn my brain around. And she helped me be like, couldn't you see how this could be a strength and actually not a weakness? That you've been through something really hard, and now you're going to be even stronger because of it. And I just realized it's all about perspective. And instead of making myself feel like the victim and that this was all happening to me and that it was the worst thing in the world, I just made a decision that I was going to turn this into my strength and just change my mentality around it. What are the things that make me, Loren, feel good? Well, food to me has always been the most important thing because it's our energy. We're like a car. It's our fuel. It's what fills us up and gives us energy. And I could feel that every time I ate junk food and processed food and food that didn't really have nutrients, I just wasn't happy. I didn't have energy. And I was like, I need to superpower myself. I need to have energy to fight this and take care of my body and heal my body so that I can not only get through this, but feel even better on the other side. And so I started to study nutrition and cut out anything processed. And I just tried to eat whole, real, fresh food. And I became a really good cook and started to just fill myself with fuel, like fresh salads and just real fresh protein and grains. And I just have a huge sweet tooth. There just was nothing I could find that satisfied my sweet tooth. I didn't want to feel like I was on a diet for, this whole year for the rest of my life. And so I decided, I'm gonna remake my favorite thing in the world, which, like you, is a warm chocolate chip cookie. And how do I do that? And so I started to make my own recipes using just as natural ingredients as possible, just trying to make it allergen-free too, so that it was kind of less inflammatory and everyone could enjoy it. And something that would be better for the environment too, just all around this kind of universal perfect recipe. I fell in love with it, my sister fell in love with it, my family fell in love with it, but when I saw friends and family talk about it, make me bring it to their houses every time I came over, that's when I had this aha that it could be a business and that it could help make other people happier and other people's lives better. And that's when I decided to turn it into a business. And so Whole Foods was my first customer, and now we're in over 16,000 supermarkets, and we're the largest, the #1 natural cookie dough brand, sold refrigerated, in many supermarkets, making so many people happy.
That's an incredible story. That resonates with what we do here so much. The chat series is named after our superhero teddy bear, Adventure Ted, who his whole existence is to help people overcome challenges by taking them on exciting journeys. It's all about mindset. But his motto is, the key to living a fulfilling life is to see the adventure in all that you do. And that's meant to help people when they're in the valley of life, as you clearly went through and came out on top, where they're able to look at maybe something that seems tragic in a way, or unfair, or you could easily take a victimized approach. We're so glad that you decided to, instead of getting mired down in the situation, do something constructive with it and positive.
I think that's the biggest thing. My aha during all of it was that what's happening to you isn't you. We're all dealt different hands at different points in our life, and some are just earlier than others. It's a bad moment, it's something tragic, it's something you just need to get through. Separate from it, and you yourself say, I am not that, tragic thing, and I deserve and I want something positive, something better, something different, and genuinely get in touch with you as a person that you want more, then you will be on a path towards things that are going to make you happy, that are positive, and that aren't going to weigh you down. And eventually you will get past that hard moment, and you'll realize that we're all dealt certain things at certain times, and it's your mentality and kind of how you take control over your life that really drives your story.
I couldn't agree more. The things you focus on are the things you become. Thank you for sharing that with us. When you were going through, the thick of it, so to speak, that you turned to a counselor, I think you mentioned. Was there any other organizations or people in your life that kind of helped you through those dark times?
I have to say, speaking to a therapist that had specialized in kids with cancer, adults with cancer, just really kind of knew what I was talking about, was really helpful. None of my friends, no one in my network had gone through something at such a young age. So I really felt very, very alone. And I also, at the beginning, didn't want to talk about it. I was kind of, I don't know if embarrassed is the right word, but I couldn't believe it was happening to me. And I didn't want to shock people and tell them this news, because no one's expecting, young people to be kind of going through something so serious.
Was there anyone else that you'd like to mention as well, or just mostly therapy?
My mom, my sister, were very supportive and loving. I had a couple friends that brought me on their family vacations and took me to fun dinners. And I just realized, for me, I needed to fill my life with as many things that I looked forward to. That helped me get joy and excitement and want to fight for the next day and the next week. And so just having things every day and every week on my calendar that were things that got me excited, that were things that I was looking forward to, were really healthy. And so I tried to do that a lot. But I know I felt quite alone, to be honest. I really didn't have many resources. And I think that's really why I turned to cooking. I went to this cooking school that was all about natural ingredients in New York City. And I'd go on days that I didn't have chemo treatment. And it was very healing, because in that school, food was really taught that natural, real, whole foods are there to give you energy and to heal you. So every time I'd go to class, I felt like I was nourishing myself and finding tools and ways to heal myself. I think baking really helped save me and heal me too, because it's very meditative, it's very therapeutic. You get to follow a recipe, you get to create something delicious. It's kind of magical. When it goes through the oven, it comes out a different form. The joy it brings to yourself when you see that you can give it, it's such an easy gift to give others, and just how happy other people make. it was my way of, again, turning something like negative into something that created a positive outcome and made people happy. And that energy is just something I just wanted to constantly surround myself with.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what is at least one especially important lesson that you've learned since starting the company and maintaining it and growing it?
I've learned several lessons while starting this business, but one, just like do what you love. Like find something that lights you up, that you're passionate about. And I loved Sweet Loren's, and I still have just as much passion now, a decade after I started it, because it stands for all the things that bring me joy. Like it's turning negatives into positives. It's making people happy. It's figuring out how to give clean food to everyone, making it accessible so that it can be found in any grocery store, so that everyone has access, because I think we all deserve healthy, delicious, real food, whoever you are, whatever age you are, wherever you live. And so I think find something you love, find something you're passionate about. Starting a business is not easy. Every single day there's some fire, there's some issue. But as Adventure Ted would say, like I kind of started to look at it like it's an adventure. It's not like when you start a business, it's one problem and then you don't have problems again. Every single day there's different types of problems to solve. And so just kind of having fun with that. Like I get the opportunity to build something and have different adventures and learn different things every day. So I think that mentality of using every day as an adventure, kind of problem solving, really helps me. Finally, I'll say, a lot of people have said to me, can't believe, Loren, you've been doing this a decade. At the beginning, the first couple years were so hard because it wasn't product market fit yet. I was tweaking Sweet Loren's packaging and the product, and I was trying to prove ourselves, and I think I was early to market a little bit, and there was just so many things to figure out to really get the business going. But I'd beaten cancer. Honestly, that's like facing your scariest, deepest fear, and everything else that may be really hard for other people just felt so much easier than that. So I think I tapped into this inner strength that I realized I had while going through cancer, that you are not, what's happening to you. I want something bigger and better and different, and I'm just going to solve this problem and move on and up. Solve this problem, move on and up, and just that mentality and that strength. So I think, people are a lot stronger than they maybe know they are.
I couldn't agree more, and thank you for sharing that. Looking to the future, are there any future projects you're looking forward to, or anything coming up for you?
So launching seasonal products is something that we're really excited about. We're also actually working on new products beyond cookie dough. So the end of this year, we'll be launching kind of a grab and go, ready to eat cookie as well. That's better for you. And so that's really exciting. And this is the first year that we've launched pumpkin spice flavors. That just hit Target and a bunch of other supermarkets. So I think, we have other seasonal flavors coming to the market soon. So I get excited about creating new products. I feel like I'm an artist. I love creating. And so I love listening to what customers want and making them happy and finding ways to keep making better quality food out there.
Loren Brill, thanks for coming, and it's been an excellent time chatting with you. We wish you all the best.
Thank you. My best to everyone watching.